My name is Stephanie, and I'm actually the founder of Hope Through Birth. Hope Through Birth was actually started because my husband and I, we experienced a loss of our firstborn son when I was 38 weeks pregnant with him. And Hope Through Birth is an organization that helps families who have experienced pregnancy and infant loss. We provide support groups, we provide care packages, we provide educational follow-up support for moms, dads, as well as birth workers here in the community. I had 38 weeks with my son, and he lived for those 38 weeks, and so I like to think that he's continuing living through the legacy that I'm leaving behind. And so as every person that I'm able to walk in and help them through their journey, it's a reminder that I'm able to do that because of the pain that I've experienced, and I'm able to give back in honor of his life. What we've been really working towards is mainly reinventing how we support families. How do we help people feel less alone in the community? Right now we're such like a unusual time where people are not gathering together. They're not having that opportunity to meet and interact with others who might share a similar story. So we've really been trying to just reformat our support groups, reformat our care packages and curriculum that we're able to kind of meet people and meet the needs of them while they're in their homes or wherever they might be, utilizing our resources. During this, COVID-19, we've all had to reinvent the way that our organizations run, and so I've been able to build some partnerships with Hospice of Washington County, Beacon House, and that way that we can all work together to make sure we're meeting the needs of the community. Dovetails is a children's grief camp that I have been volunteering with. Last year was my first year volunteering, and we usually have a one-day in-person camp experience, but because of the pandemic, we have needed to reinvent and create an online program that way kids, kids grieve too, and they're often the forgotten grievers. People don't think that children need to grieve, and this camp is designed to give them a platform to grieve the loss of their loved one and help navigate those emotions that they may feel and experience after the loss. Specifically last year, in our grief camp, there were many children who they were, enduring the loss of their parents, and it was heartbreaking to hear some of their individual stories and knowing that, they too were wishing that maybe they could have done something to change their outcome of their parents' loss. There was several kids who lost through the opioid epidemic, and it was heartbreaking to hear that they're trying to figure out how they could have saved their own parents. Sometimes these kids, they come in, they're carrying such heavy burdens, and you can just see it fall from their shoulders once they're in an environment where they're able to, handle the emotions and deal and express. My hope is that people will look back and they'll know that I loved God and I loved people, loved my community. I really believe that beauty can come from the ashes, and I hope that my legacy that I leave behind is that, if there is something that happens that you've gone through, whether it be the loss of a loved one or something tragic that has occurred to you, that you can pick up the pieces of your life and you can walk forward. You don't have to forget about it, but you can use that to give good back into your community.